Hello, my friends, welcome back. In this video, we'll start with yet another interesting activity in our pursuit of learning Python. This activity is called Secret Messages. Now, let me just set the premise for this activity so that we understand what we're trying to do, and also let me also tell you the learning goals that we have from this. Now, there are many times when we would like to share top secret messages with each other. Now, this could be perhaps you talking to your friend just for fun, or in a day-to-day setting, maybe we doing financial transactions on the internet, maybe we doing all kinds of banking transactions. And let's say in the case of army, two units of army talking to each other in a way that others cannot understand, right? So there are these top secret messages that we want to communicate with each other. Let me just give you an example. For example, the message, let's say, was meet me in the lobby at 6 p.m. Now, this is easy for us to read. Anybody who reads this understand what it means. But let's say somehow I go and change this message in a smart way so that now it becomes something else. Maybe one of these say this or this, and you notice that immediately this has become a lot harder for us to read. In fact, only the person who has got the key, who has got the way, the decoding algorithm, let's say, who knows what we did in the encoding, can now decode this and understand what's going on here. Now, obviously, this is a huge field. This is a field called cryptography. Like I said earlier, the implications are huge. It impacts us in our day-to-day life. That's a huge topic in itself. We are not going to look at all of that. Our interest strongly and squarely is in learning Python. So let me just tell you how this activity, which I think is quite interesting, will help us learn Python. So, what we are going to learn here is taking a string, for example, of this sort, and then manipulating it to get other strings, maybe like say for this, or this, and something like that. Turns out there are two kinds of encryptions. We are going to cover that in the two parts of this activity. Also, we are going to see that if we, have a message which has been encoded, how can we decode it? And in some cases, how can we even break the code? So it's a long activity. We're going to learn a lot of things, primarily string slicing, string methods, functions, the statement called return, and a bunch of operators. Now we are going to do this activity in two parts. So this video and this set of videos is going to cover the first part number one. Let me just highlight to you once again the main learning objectives from part number one. First, we are going to revisit string indexing. We have seen this before, but we are going to revisit that. Next, we are going to learn about something called string slicing, which is the act of creating substrings from a given string. We are going to learn about functions again. And in particular, we are going to learn about what is a return statement and how it can be used to control the flow of a program. We are going to learn about operators. In particular, we are going to learn about the plus operator in context of strings, and also this percentage or the modulo operator. We are going to again look at the string methods, notably say the split method, and use that in this programming. And of course, in all this process, we are going to do a lot of practice on programming, a lot of programming practice. And I also hope this will be fun given the nature of the activity. So you can have an imaginative hat in your, while you're doing this programming. It gives you a sort of, a more of a detective. And, while you are learning programming, you'll also have the story in your mind, which I think will make it quite interesting. And as my student pointed out, that, the messages that come out once they become secret, it's quite fun to actually read them. So let's get on with this. Let's get started. Let's, set up, get this thing moving. I'm going to see you in the next video, but let's enjoy programming as always. Take care. Thank you so much.